Hey, beautiful, wonderful people, a pleasant afternoon to you. So I noticed that U.S. Secretary of State, is it Mario Rubio? Me terrible with names and people, so me know me spoil up people name. Somebody may hear call him name because believe you me people, I really didn't remember his name. God, I feel so bad. You know, if you're not hugely and immensely popular, you'd be surprised. I am not familiar with you. I know I'm not the only human being like this. I'm just not good with knowing people. That's why it's always imperative to be humble, because sometimes people really don't know people. No matter how you think, how popular you think they may be, you'd be surprised that there are people who just aren't familiar with them. And anyway, the caption of Daily Observer on Wednesday, or Thursday rather, said security support. U.S. Secretary of State promises equipment, technology, and other assistance for Jamaica's anti-crime fight. The United States top diplomat, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, has announced major plans to help improve the security situation in Jamaica. Since the start of this year, Jamaica has recorded a 34% decline in murders compared to the corresponding period last. It says it's continue on page 4. Let me look for it, beautiful people. Where are we now? Since last year, with a 19% decline in all major crimes. Remember crimes. Which Rubio noted and described as impressive. But with the fear of crime remaining high across the island, Rubio emerged from bilateral talks with Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness in Kingston on Wednesday to announce that the U.S. wants to do more to assist in the fight. According to Rubio, it is acknowledged that many of the guns used to commit crimes in Jamaica are purchased in the U.S. and shipped here. We want to commit to doing more to stopping that flow at the same time as we commit to increasing the capacity of Jamaica. What we are talking about here when we talk about American assistance is America helping Jamaica build its own capacity, its own ability to confront these challenges and solve these problems, because security is a baseline for everything, said Rubio. The Secretary of State also announced that the Joint Operations for the Logistics and Technology JOLT Fusion Center, a collaborative effort between U.S. and Jamaican law enforcement agencies which tackles lottery scamming and cybercrime, will be strengthened. We can announce synthetics detection equipment for Jamaica's forensic lab, a counter-gang recruitment program that we seek to launch as a result of our visit here today. And I will announce something that I think is very important: software for law enforcement agencies here in Jamaica to combat gangs, things like night vision goggles technology, and we took to do more, declared Rubio after earlier saying that the U.S. is committed to strengthening ties with Jamaica, one of Washington's most steadfast partners in the Caribbean. The ties between the people of the United States and Jamaica don't need to be explained. They're incredibly strong, added Rubio. In welcoming Rubio to Jamaica, Holness said the two countries have long been united by a common commitment to freedom, prosperity, and security, and your visit today reaffirms that bond. According to Holness, the discussion with Rubio was productive, constructive, and focused on strengthening the partnership between the two countries while expanding opportunities for collaboration. On the vexing security issue, Holness said we reaffirmed our commitment to enhancing cooperation in combating transnational crime, ensuring the collective safety of our citizens, and mutually secured borders. We discussed the global war on gangs, and there is already significant policy assignment, or alignment rather, I should say, with both countries in this regard. The Prime Minister added, the United States has been instrumental in supporting Jamaica's efforts to bolster its marine domain awareness and intelligence surveillance capacities, which are crucial in our fight against organized criminal networks. Holness also said the talks covered expanding and repurposing development assistance towards both countries' shared goals, including security. This will exponentially Jesus, what is wrong with me? Exponentially expand our cooperation in fighting lottery scammers, transnational organized crimes, trafficking in guns, and building safer communities. We're committed to ensuring our partnership delivers results in driving down criminality and trafficking in this hemisphere, said Holness. Interesting. What I think what puzzled me a little bit, though, I must add, is that I was listening to Rubio speak, and he started to mention about the Chinese, and that we ought to be careful, because if we notice that when they come into the different countries, especially these Caribbean countries, they don't use the locals. You know, you're not sure what their plans are. You're not sure if they're doing something that could be considered, he didn't use the word malevolent or divisive, but it would almost be in the lineage of those words, you know. And it was almost as though America wanted to know where they stand in the eyes and in the minds of the Jamaican people, because the visit cannot just be, a security. They're going to be providing equipment and technology to bolster Jamaica's anti-crime fight. In other words, they're considered the superpower for now, the super country. We're just a tiny little dot on the map. You can take Jamaica and probably get it lost in states like California and so forth. So I'm just trying to show you that there has to be something a little bit more. I know Jamaica, as little as we are, as dotted as we are, I call it, we are very tallow in so many ways. We are rich in natural resources that we cannot deny. The sun is amazing here. Or, when you talk about Mother Nature, sometimes I wonder, I know we have wells in different sections of the Kingston metropolitan area. I wonder if we have oil here. I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm not trying to spread any propaganda. I'm just asking. I'm just wondering. And I'm saying all of this to say, the meeting cannot just be for them to be providing security aid to us. I personally believe he also wants to know where we stand, and Jamaica has to be very careful that they don't break alliance with the great America, because sometimes it may end up where they put their foot down their throat and start to gag, start to struggle to breathe. It becomes problematic for us socially and financially, because we still have to do trades, with the great America. So I think Mr. Rubio wanted to also know, where do we stand? Do we shake hands, or do we say, all right, you go your way and I go mine? It's not so much a friendly visit. It is not so much a courtesy call even. It is to find out and ensure that our leadership is not governed and smothered by the Chinese, leadership. Let's put it that way. Because he mentioned that, I was listening to something that he was speaking as it relates to same. And I said, oh, so it makes sense. Because if we notice, my beautiful people, we have an influx of the Chinese cars coming in. I wonder if somebody want to buy me one. The Jetour SUV. I like it here. So I put in my claim from now, in case a good Samaritan is on this listing. Yes. So when I listened to that and reading this, I said, okay, it makes sense. They have to know what is happening. Do we still have a friendship, or do we say, okay, you go your way and I go mine? Just know that you're completely cut off. Can we afford to be completely cut off by the US? I don't think we can. Because I don't know if you want to go fully the Chinese way. As he says, you will sometimes have exorbitant loans and exorbitant fees to pay back. Anyway, beautiful Jamaicans, we will see what we shall. Guys, you know what to do with TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe, give me a lion and a Tesla.